Thank you so much for coming. This is fantastic. It is so great to see that we filled out a space and people came. That is wonderful. I'm here to introduce a person who is also my mother. And I'm also here to make a confession to all of you. So let's get started. My mom retired in 2012 from the bench. She was a judge. When she retired, I suspected that she had more to do. In fact, I made a bet with her. I was like, Mom, retirement, golf, no, that is going to last you about 4 months tops. And the reality is that it didn't even ever end. She immediately took on endless pro bono clients and nonprofit work, and she just continued working without being paid. And I'm a politically inclined guy. I've been watching the political scene for many, many years. And I said, Mom, you're doing all this work that a member of parliament does and gets paid to do. And they get an expense account to do it. And you should just be recognized for the things that you're already doing. You are building a community, you are making people happy, you are healing them, you are helping them. Just put yourself out there and allow everyone to recognize you for the work that you are already doing. And if you do that, you will be elected and you will win. It is my great privilege to speak here today. It's a privilege that I'm exercising consciously. I would be dead 100 times over if it weren't for my mother. I've made so many bad decisions, and at every point in my life, she has helped me. My friend and mentor, Stuart Parker, jokes about Margaret Mead. She says that, oh, you know, the only thing that's changed the world, yada, 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 is a group of consciously committed, active individuals, and he amended it for the Canadian situation. He said, the only thing that has ever changed the world is a group of committed, thoughtful, active lawyers. And frankly, I know, it's silly, but that's the reality of the situation. So let's do it. Mom, talk.
I'm going to start by acknowledging that we are in the unceded traditional territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations and express appreciation for the use of the land. Most of you know me or have met me. If I haven't had a chance to meet everybody here, please don't leave without coming to say hi. And my husband was supposed to be here. There, he's over there. Wait, right hand. You're supposed to be on my right hand. This is my husband, Tim Ellan, the love of my life and husband of 33 years. Is that right? Okay. My speech says 3 of our kids are here. I'll just cross that out because the daughters haven't shown up yet. But Nick is here and you've already met him. And my mother, Nancy Baird, is here. Thank you. I should point out to all of you, especially those who've just met me, that I have a twin sister, Kathy McLaughlin. She also lives on the North Shore. She wasn't able to come, which could have been confusing if she had. But if you do think you see me after today and want to say hi, just make sure it's me. But she's also very nice and perhaps more interesting. I'm delighted that everyone has made it out here today to join my family and me at this event. It's a variation on an event that we Ellans have been holding for many years. And it's been at our home. I must say this was easier. There was no vacuuming involved, which I'm quite grateful for. Most of you know I'm seeking the federal NDP nomination for this riding, Burnaby North, Seymour. I'm disappointed that Michael Charrois, the other candidate, wasn't able to make it here this afternoon. But I believe many of you have already met him, and I know there are going to be other opportunities to do that. This event is about family, friends, and camaraderie, so I won't make you suffer through a long political speech. I'm going to have to yell though because there's a noise back there, so I hope you won't mind. I just want to say a bit about why I am doing this, because that's something that people ask me a lot. The responses to my announcement varied from those closest to me who said, "Are you sure?" to others who said, "Are you nuts?" A few who said, "Good for you," and a number who just said, "Why?" So I thought maybe a little explanation was in order. I've spent the last 32 years working in the justice system. It would have been 34, but I've subtracted the 5 maternity leaves. I was privileged to be able to have my 5 kids, afford childcare, and keep my career, which is sadly still not an option for way too many parents. I started out as a tax lawyer, but I soon learned that helping rich people and big corporations avoid paying tax was not, for me, a satisfying pursuit. I moved to join my husband at Crown Council, and although it was a severe cut in our economic opportunity, we never looked back. While working as a prosecutor and then a provincial court judge, I developed a keen sense of justice, but I should probably say injustice. Tim, as a prosecutor and later defense counsel, had the same experience, and we often talked over family dinners about tragic souls we had met in the system. I saw people falling between cracks that didn't exist in the sidewalks of my privileged life. I saw the innate unfairness of a system that failed to care for its most vulnerable people, people whose damage was mainly attributable to that same system. As Chief Judge for 5 years, I was able to make some differences in access to justice by fighting to keep courthouses open in remote areas and striving to keep the court's processes fair, consultative, and transparent. And in 2008, Tim and I started volunteering for an organization called Retrovive that provides affordable marriage support to couples in crisis. As Nick mentioned, I left the bench early in 2012 and joined Tim in his law practice. We have been fortunate enough financially to be able to run a discount and pro bono family practice for the past 2.5 years. It has been very gratifying to be able to put back in and help people, but I was profoundly stricken by the lack of legal aid and affordable legal services, what people with very little money were paying for ineffectual court proceedings, and how the system failed woefully to provide affordable and peaceful solutions. Our decision to quit practice at the end of this year coincides with this chance of effecting a change on a larger scale, and we welcome it. I have a lot of grave concerns about the current regime in Ottawa, as I'm sure many of you do. Have I mentioned pipelines yet? I've concluded that the NDP is the party most aligned with my lifelong devotion to helping others. I should add that it is mainly due to the support of my husband, Tim, and the encouragement of my son, Nick, self-identified and very prolific activist writer, that I have decided to step way outside my comfort zone. I recognize that I have a steep learning curve, and I'm always open to advice and suggestions. It should be a fun and interesting nomination race, and I wish Mr. Charrois and any other candidates who may decide to come forward all the best for a successful and interesting campaign. Whoever wins, I know we are contributing to the chance that this riding will have a strong voice in Ottawa for the people who need it most. In terms of help or interest on your part, at this time you can do 2 things. Sign up on the sheet over there for email updates from me and my team, and join the NDP if you feel so inclined and haven't already done so. There are membership forms over at the door, there. And if you hadn't had a chance to put your name in the bag for a door prize, now would be a good time, because we're going to do that shortly. And thanks again for coming. Here we go, I'm going to do this. If you've got a drink, raise it. Here's to family, to friends, and to the future.